find out what's going on. Get involved. Change things from the inside. Make a difference. Take pride. Multicultural at its best. The Luisa Marshall Show. Coming up.
Today, all news simply the best. Get inspired. Beauty with a purpose.
It's English, so...
A look inside one of the most prestigious beauty contests. Empowering women to become world ambassadors. Ike Gali continues the inspiration with variety, the children's charity, the winners, the delegates, together symbolize Canadian beauty and charity around the globe. Miss World Canada 2012 Tara Teng continues to uplift young Canadian women to focus on humanitarianism and philanthropy.
That I'm seeing change happen every single day. It's possible, and I believe that young women can be strong, courageous world leaders.
Baby, are you down, 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 down? Even if the sky is falling down.
All these coming up. Hi everybody, happy Monday. Today's show is all about Canadian beauty, passion, and charity. We are going to bring to you some Miss World title holders, including Miss World Canada 2012 Tara Teng, Mr. World Canada 2012 Frankie Cena, and a very, very special interview with Miss World Canada CEO Ike Gali. Simply the best correspondent, Star Bernardo, will take you inside Pink Elephant Thai to meet the beauties with a purpose.
Being the title holder of Miss World Canada 2012, how has it been for you?
It's been an honor to represent my country internationally at the 62nd Miss World pageant in China. Was a huge highlight of my life. Everyone, I think, or for me at least, I have always dreamed of being able to be an international ambassador for Canada. I love Canada. It's such a beautiful country. I feel so privileged and blessed to be a Canadian. And so to have that opportunity to share that with the rest of the world was a real honor.
I know it's been, a passion to represent Canada, but how did you think of joining Miss World?
Well, for Miss World, actually, I never planned on being part of it. I thought my pageant days were done. In the past, I had been Miss British Columbia 2010, Miss Canada 2011, and so to become Miss World Canada 2012 actually was never part of my plan at all. It was just something that, an opportunity that presented itself to me, and I thought, why not? I'll do this one more time. I loved being an international ambassador for my province and my country, for my community, and it was just a great experience to get to represent Canada on the world stage.
Pageants have always been about beauty. However, candidates such as yourself are shifting the paradigm where being beautiful is no longer enough. So volunteerism, goals, motivations are considered along with everything else on the surface. In the same light, Miss World Canada pageant partnered with children's variety to help raise funds for kids with disabilities. Can you speak to us about this change? Why beauty for a cause matters more than ever?
So being Miss World Canada, you're no longer just representing yourself. You're representing your community, your nation, your country, and there comes a huge responsibility with that. People say all the time, Tara, we love the fact that you're a voice for the voiceless, when in reality, I have a voice, and children with disabilities have a voice. Children who have been exploited have a voice. Everyone on the planet has a voice, and it's not for me to take that voice away and have the spotlight on me. It's instead for me to use the platform, to use the title that I have to bring more attention into important causes that are happening in the world, to raise their voices and to make sure that people are listening to these very important issues that are going on. That's what it's about.
So prior to earning the title Miss World Canada, you were a passionate advocate of several social causes, ending slavery, violence against women, child exploitation. It seems that you have always been an activist first, and then Miss World Canada, a very near dear second. About philanthropy, your strong stance against human trafficking separated you from the rest of the candidates during that 2012 competition. Why did you choose human trafficking as your cause?
It is something that's very passionate to me. It's something that is very, very dear to my heart. Always ending slavery has been first. And I've always said I'm not a beauty queen, I'm an abolitionist, and I've always strived to stick to that. And it wasn't a cause that I went looking for. In fact, I would say that the cause of ending slavery was something that chose me. I moved into a new community about 6 years ago. It's a suburb of the Greater Vancouver area. And as I got to know my neighbors and the people who lived in my community, I found out that a neighbor of mine had been trafficked. Their daughter had been lured into prostitution by a trafficker who posed as a boyfriend, right here in the Greater Vancouver area, and this girl was only 14 years old. And if this happens, modern-day slavery can happen in my community. It is happening all around the world, and there are documented cases of human trafficking, modern slavery, in 160 countries worldwide. This is the greatest human rights issue of our time, and it is not something that we can ignore. I believe very strongly that the value of human life is immeasurable, and people are meant to live in freedom, and that's something that I'm willing to fight for.
And being Miss World Canada 2012, was it something that for you was a step towards attaining your goal and spreading the word about human trafficking?
I think everything is another step in the journey. For me to be able to represent Canada at Miss World, an event, a world event where 2 billion people on the planet are watching, that is the largest platform that I personally have been able to spread this message to have the world listening. And it's something that is so important to get more people engaged in the issue and to realize that we are all part of the solution, and finding our own way to be part of the solution, because we're all responsible. We can all do something to end human trafficking. And I might see some of the most horrific things in the world, working with children, both in Canada and international, who have been sold to brothels, raped for a profit, and now rescued out of the sex trade. I see some of the most horrendous things that humanity can do to one another, but I also get to see victims become survivors. There is hope, there's justice rising, and we can all be part of the solution. More people listening, more people getting involved, more people realizing that they can be part of the hope. More numbers, because that's how things change. If you look back at any social change in the world, whether that's apartheid, whether that's the civil rights movement, women getting the vote in Canada, any modern movement that has happened in the world starts with a few people. And Margaret Mead is famous for saying, never doubt that a small, committed group of citizens can change the world, because indeed, it is the only thing that ever has. This movement started many years ago, not even with me. Abraham Lincoln was fighting this same fight. William Wilberforce is fighting this same fight. We are carrying on the legacy. And yet, now, being Miss World Canada, more people are hearing it, more people are getting involved, more people are realizing that change is possible. Every little step of the way matters. Every little step of the way counts.
So on May 9th, they will be crowning another Miss World Canada. And what would you be, I guess it would be, this question would be more on the lighter side, right? What would you be doing the next day? When you wake up the next day, May the 10th, what would Miss Tara Teng be doing?
I will probably be in my pajamas. It's May. I live in beautiful Vancouver. I'll be enjoying the sunshine, wishing the next girl well, and continuing on the journey. I always said if I win Miss British Columbia, Miss Canada, Miss World Canada, or Miss World, I will use that title to end modern-day slavery. But if I don't win, I'll keep working and using whatever resources I have to end modern-day slavery. Title or not, it has always been my goal, and that's going to continue even after May 9th.
Would you have some words for our young or our candidates right now? Words of advice for, people that would want to maybe join Miss World Canada?
My words of advice for young women wanting to join the Miss World Canada pageant, or young women around the globe, is to confront what's wrong in the world and to multiply what's right. To realize that love overcomes injustice, and that if we are faithful in small things, we can see huge world things change, that I'm seeing change happen every single day. It's possible, and I believe that young women can be strong, courageous world leaders, and that we can come and see men and women working together in mutual respect, seeing huge things change. Gender inequality is one of the biggest issues that we're facing in our world. And yet I see such incredible young women rising up around the world. And so I would encourage the women to continue to be fearless, to continue to be compassionate, and to continue to step up and making a difference all around them.
Thank you so much, Tara. And you know what? I wish you all the best in your future endeavors. And hopefully we'll meet again one of these days. Yeah, thank you so much. And thank you for watching Simply the Best. Once again, we're here with Tara Teng, Miss World Canada 2012.
Thank you. Bye.
Hi everyone, I'm Nives from Slovenia and you are watching Simply the Best Luisa Marshall Show.
Okay, we're here with Mr. Ike Lalji, the chairman of Miss World Canada. How are you, Ike?
Fine, thank you.
Just fine. You're surrounded by lovely women.
No, it's a very beautiful event and I'm happy to be here hosting this event. Thank you.
So my first question for tonight, what is Miss World?
Well, Miss World is actually the largest, the oldest and the most prestigious beauty pageant. And there are 126 countries that are part of this pageant, so it's very, very big. But we are different from other pageants in that we are very philanthropic and we are humanitarian. So our mission is, yes, beauty with a purpose. And all the contestants throughout the year, they help charitable causes.
We have organizations that work with young people. They make free courses, free holidays for children and free lessons, dancing lessons, art lessons, painting lessons.
We'll be back with Star after this. Don't go away. We're back with the Beauties with a Purpose, Miss World Canada 2013 launching. Here's more from Star Bernardo. Take it away.
Hi everyone, I'm Nives, I'm 21 and I'm coming from Slovenia.
For me, I think there are so many causes in the world, and it's about having each person choose their cause, but actually do something about it. So I coach kids. I've been coaching public speaking and debate for 5 years. So I coach an all-girls school, and sometimes these girls come into meetings with a lack of confidence, a lack of purpose, and I say, find your voice, make it heard. You do matter. Each and every person matters, and that's kind of what I'm trying to do now as Mr. World Canada.
Our primary charity right now is Variety, the children's charity. So Variety is the one that we have been helping in different projects, right? We have a telethon coming this weekend. So of course different girls, our queen, they are all participating. Mr. World is going to be there. But many events that happen through the year, we help them. But we also help other charities too. So let's say an organization comes to us and say, oh no, we are doing a fashion show for fundraising. Can Miss World Canada help? So yes, we'll be happy to go do a fashion show for them.
And I have done some charity before, but now also coming here, I'm learning more about what Tara does here in Canada. And I want to get involved and help her. We all do, and we want to go back and do what we can to end slavery in the world.
I know that your background isn't really fashion or entertainment. So how did you stumble upon, being the chairman of Miss World Canada?
Well, it's a long story, but I'll tell you in short. I'm a hotel consultant, and I'm a turnaround specialist. So I was approached by the pageant to help turn around, and so I started helping the pageant. And during the course of helping, at one point in time, I was asked to take over. So I took over, and then I was told, if Donald Trump can run a pageant, why can't you? I say, okay, then I'll run it. So this is how I got involved.
You're like the Donald Trump of Canada then.
Oh, well, I wish I was like him.
What is or are your personal vision, and how does your personal values tie to the objective or mission of Miss World Canada?
When I took over, my first question was, what is our mission statement, right? And one of the most important mission statement is to empower young Canadian women so they can reach their dreams. So of course the first thing came to my mind is to give them a development program a leadership program that could help them throughout their life to open doors and reach their dreams. The other thing that I introduced was normally in a traditional pageant, what happens is contestants join the pageant. Then the only person they remember is the winner, right? And the rest go home. That's the end. So I'm keeping everybody together, the winners or not, they belong to the roster of Miss World Canada. And they stay there as long as they want. So as long as they stay, they get that education. And as long as they stay, they get involved in everything that we do across the country. So when we have special projects, humanitarian and not humanitarian, all the girls from previous years, this year's, they are going to be all working together. That's something very, very big, something that nobody has done it. And I'm very proud that we are working in everything together as one united family.
Denmark is such a rich country, and doing fundraising and charity it's not something that we do so much. It's not in our culture in the same way as it is in maybe America and Canada. So I thought it was an incredible way to learn about it and get involved. And
I think that the Miss Whatever Your Country title is such a huge powerhouse for different charities. People want to give, and you get so much exposure that it's brilliant. But yeah, coming here and learning about what Tara does, all this human rights work and everything is brilliant, and it's really ignited a passion in us to start something new in our countries, which is brilliant.
What advice do you have for all our candidates and also aspiring candidates about entering this pageant?
I want the young people in our society to know, it's okay to succeed in life, in your education, in your business, but, create a balance where you also look after your family, you look after the loved ones. But during your journey to the success, don't forget people that are not as fortunate as you do. So in your life, learn to do always something for other people. We are doing a wonderful thing. We want the Canadian people's moral support to encourage young people to get engaged and to do more. Moral support, that's all we need. And I think media plays a very important role to pass this message. And I think whatever you are doing right now, I am very thankful, because this message is going to go a long way and it will help the cause and everything that we do.
I definitely want to continue doing the same thing that Tara does, but raising awareness about it in Denmark, because there's this thing, like the first time I met Tara, I was like, really? That happens in Canada? And I'm sure it happens all over the world and we don't know. I'm gonna go back and research what goes on in Denmark in regards to human trafficking. And at the end of the day, we're citizens of the world, not just our own countries. So it's all about helping everyone, or trying to.
What social issues are you very much involved with or have a strong feeling for?
All of the three of us, me, Miss Gibraltar and Miss Denmark, are into the same things that Tara is doing, and that's one of the reasons why we came here, to learn more of it and to find out more things about it, and maybe do some things in the future with her together and to find out about the other organizations.
How do you deal with the stereotype that, that women are just beauty? Like we don't have brains. Like, how do you deal with that when somebody approaches you?
We get that a lot back home. A lot of girls get that, especially when they're involved in beauty pageants. It's just a stereotype that holds for years in Slovenia, and people they stopped following it and respecting it. But I think it's partly because of the girls cannot offer more than just being pretty. Because I personally don't have a problem with it, because I already had the education and the career before I became Miss World Slovenia. So people respect me more than they used to do with girls. So I'm hoping that we can change their opinion in the future, because that would be very nice.
You just smile and say okay, and you talk with them and they get to know you and they find out that you don't fit that stereotypical idea of what a pageant girl is. And they're like, oh, okay, so maybe we don't need to judge all pageant girls.
Yeah, that's why we're here. We're here to convince people that a pageant girl can be any girl. Anybody who wants to carry on and do something exciting with their lives, why not? It can be anybody. You can have your studies, you can have your career, you can have life experience, and just, I'm not going to go out there, like Iris has just said, I'm not going to go out there and preach about it, but if somebody has those views and they come to you, or you meet them by whatever chance, you just have to convince them that they're wrong.
What would you say to those people that are not, that don't believe that men can do it in the pageant world?
That's a very good question. I think that I was one of those people before, so I understand where they're coming from, where they would say that pageants are only for women. I think a pageant, depending on the type of pageant, they have a purpose and they have a reason for them, and they're a competition. And I think anyone, guy or girl, can compete in any type of competition, whether it be beauty-based or sports-based. The same way that girls can compete in typically male-dominated sports, guys can compete in something that I guess the world may perceive to be more feminine. Ultimately, this wasn't feminine at all. There was an extreme sports competition. There was a military assault course. It was one of the hardest things I've done in my life. So I would say to them, be open-minded.
You won Mr. Talent.
Yes.
So maybe you'd like to, give us a little sample of your talent there.
Okay, sure. I will sing a little bit for you. Baby, are you down, 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 even if the sky is falling down?
For all those televiewers out there that wants to know what are the requirements to join Miss World Canada? Like for myself, am I still eligible for it?
Well, you know what? Right now, it's from age 17 to 24. But in 2014, we are doing the Miss World Teens for teenagers, and then we have Miss World. So this is from age 25 to 32. So slowly we are getting, so everybody gets to participate and do good things. But we also have Mr. World Canada too.
So thank you so much, Ike, for your time. We're very happy that you've given us this chance to talk to you and for everybody to hear and finally get to know the man behind Miss World Canada.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hej alle sammen til alle tv-serierne derude. Tak fordi I ser med her til Simply the Best, og tak fordi I vil lytte til, hvad vi havde at sige.
Thanks to Ike Lalji, Tara Teng, Frankie Cena, Miss Slovenia, Miss Gibraltar, Miss Denmark. Thank you so much. Thank you, Star Bernardo. Hope you enjoy the show. See you next Monday. Please don't drink and drive. Please don't text and drive. Be kind. Let's stop bullies. Bye, everybody. Mwah.